Ultizeta here, and welcome to Post-Commentary Town Pants. Yep, boss battles. I am doing it. I failed twice, to be just kind of frank. This is me right now showing you the fact that I was, like, annoyed at losing to picks, losing 2 hits to picks. But yeah! Basically, this commentary is just going to be me explaining my general strategy for getting through this. And so, basically, for Wispy Woods, since I originally fought him with an ability, didn't really get to show what happens, but the main gist of it is eating apples to throw them at the Wispy Woods Juniors. And then he becomes mad, and we already know that he spits out apples and he shoved out the roots. But it's worth noting just how, kind of slow this particular battle kind of is without an ability. I noticed that a lot with just this whole general, battle. The whole boss endurance is filled with kind of, tedious bosses, I guess. Mostly because they're just... Every single one of them has at least 2 phases. I mean, except for the last 2, every single boss has 2 phases. Because, I mean, if you think about it, Wispy Woods has Juniors and then this phase, which is basically wait for apples, eat apple, and then spit at root. But then there's, picks where you need to go up the thing, and then you're actually attacking 3 of them. Then there's acro, which is the 2 phases. One's going up, and one's just kind of in the big room. Can't even remember at the moment for some reason. Magman! He's in the background first, and then he's in the foreground, and then there's HRH and HRE. So Miracle Matter and Zero 2 are the only 2 that have 1 phase, and so it's kind of weird. But yeah, Wispy Woods, he's just kind of slow, but we eventually take him down. And that's good, that's great. Welcome to picks. Now, for some reason, I kept having a lot of trouble with picks on the first 2 attempts. For some reason, I just was not dodging him properly for some reason. I was just having trouble, I don't get it. But, whatever. He's really not too bad, it's just... The annoying part of him is just, you have to sit through this whole little section of just dodging, and literally you are doing nothing. Except dodging. Which made it even more annoying, the fact that I kept losing to it. It was like... God damn it. I mean, I didn't lose to it. I got through it just fine. The first time I played this, I was I got all the way up to Miracle Matter and then died. And that was just the first time. I was like, okay. Because, I mean, I kind of knew, in general, from playing the bosses in the earlier levels, I kind of figured out how to get through them. Just in general. So that was a good. But, so yeah, I got to Miracle Matter the first time and then just kind of screwed up horribly. And then, with the second try, I just lost 2 hits to picks, and I was like, ah, screw it, this is only the second battle, and I've already lost 2 hits, I'm just starting over. And so this is that start over. So yes, I actually beat this in 3 attempts. I'm not even kidding. I mean, I could be lying to you, but I mean, I have the footage to prove it if anyone calls me out on this. But I mean, what would be the point? It's just a Kirby game, it's not as if it's that big of a deal. I like how I accidentally hit the red guy when I was trying to hit the blue guy there. But yeah, basically, picks is just as simple as eating things and spitting them out at the big cubes. Really, he's not too bad, it's just a matter of, what formation the 3 diamonds take up. Because, if they're doing the spinny thing like they're doing right now, it's very hard to hit them. So you want to have them do the, droppy drop thing. But, as I said back when we fought him originally, if you destroy one of them, you can just walk through them no problem, so that's kind of your incentive, I guess. If not just to beat the boss, it's also to, make it easier to kill the other guys. But yeah, there we go. Pix has been defeated. So, with me still having full health for Acro, this was starting to look pretty promising for me. So, with Acro, the general gist is kind of similar to Sweet Stuff and Acro from Dreamland 2 and Dreamland 3. You want to make sure you dodge the other things. I learned that even if you eat something that has an ability like that bone fish, like the fish bone, you don't get the ability, so you're kind of forced to do this without any ability. I'm annoyed that that missed, because that was a double thing that would have done extra damage, but completely missed. You want to make sure you avoid the Gordos, obviously. They can be a little tricky to avoid, but for the most part, it's simply just getting the things and making sure you aim them properly to hit Acro as he's going around. He always charges straight on, so it's easy to simply just kind of avoid him by going above him and then just making sure you stay out of the way. Sometimes if you're good, you can actually get both rocks. Other times, you can only get one, or you can do that and get two in a different way. Either way, it's still good. So, yeah. Don't really have a whole lot to say, although that little instance was pretty helpful because I could just go straight through and knock him out. So, I mean, yeah, even if you can't technically get abilities, you can still get the little ability star things, which is kind of interesting if you think about it. Also, how the hell does Acro falling on the ground, like, unconscious cause this whole thing to collapse when he smashes into the ground, like, plenty of other times in the middle of a battle and it, like, does nothing? Acro, you make no sense. How could you? How could you do this to me? How could you lie to me? How could you take forever to get to the second phase? So much rumbling. Gives me a headache. And that blowfish just died. Alright, so you can eat the pedos and use them as ammo, or you can use the other enemies to do that. If you time things well like that, bam, you can hit him when he's going up. I usually try to stick to the enemies on the left here because it might have just felt a little bit too risky to try and go to the ones on the right, because Acro never goes on the all the way far left and all the way far right. So you're always safe if you stay on like the general area where I am, unless of course you run into an enemy above you. But I mean, generally that's not the worst since the enemies also generally aren't on the far left or far right. I like how I killed both forms of Acro with a double star thing. Kind of amusing. Anyways, Magman! I kind of failed at him in previous videos, but... And also my first attempt I got hit by him like 8 times. That's impossible, I only have 6 health. I find it funny how like, none of the Boboos like spawned near me and then he didn't actually attack me, so it's just like, alright. That first like attack let's pretend it didn't happen basically. Because nothing happened. Nothing was achieved. Yeah. Basically, the whole thing is just learning how to dodge attacks, like the double raise thing. You just kind of like need to make sure that you're not in the way. This one, you just need to make sure you're not in the way. It's all about not being in the way, really, and like learning the safe spots of each attack. Although usually telegraphs that, so it's like you only have 3 different attacks. It's like this is the 4 pillars that raise up, and then the 2 things that kind of curl in on each other. So it's really not the hardest. And I'm not entirely sure why I struggled with it so much. Maybe it's because, like, the ground is a little bit thin, because it's, like, just 4 different platforms. But still, like, I just proved how simple that was in that fight. It's really not that bad once you figure out how to dodge everything. So I guess I'm just bad. Really, that's all I can be said about it. Second phase, though, is even easier. So, that's an interesting thing. Also, I'm just now noticing Magman's mouth is darker than his eyes. But yeah, it's a simple... You can just kind of float above that and then eat the fart birds. You get 2 of them, that's especially good, because then you can, like, do double damage. Bam, like that. When he does this charge up move, you can just keep to the top left or top right, depending. The opposite side, basically, and you don't get hit. Alternatively, I think you can kind of stand near him. I also learned that you can just flat out jump, you don't need to float over that particular part. I ended up only getting 1 fart bird here, ammo, which isn't too bad. It's not the worst thing in the world. Ah, here he does his rock attack, and if you can, it's good to get 2 rocks here, because that counts as a double, too. So yeah, double rock is good. I love how he wiggles, it's just so weird and neat. And also, the repeating texture on him is incredibly obvious if you actually just look at him. But now, you don't have to look at him because he's dead. And now, for everyone's favorite robot. HRH. Now this fight is a little tedious because of the weird times you have to hit him, but it's still pretty easy because you can kind of just stand in the center and dodge all those things. Do a quick little jump to get over that little laser, and jump like that. That was way too early for me to jump, but I still made it somehow. I generally like waiting for this attack to hit him, because he stands for a little bit, so you're like, yeah, I get him there, beat those things. I felt I was a little bit too late for that one, so I didn't try and use this. And for that attack, like, it's simple to just kind of jump over, but I feel like it's kind of detrimental to try and attack during that. And especially since I had a twofer in my mouth, I wanted to wait until the better attack to hit him with this. Like this one, right now. Bam. But yeah, he only has 4 different attacks. And I do it again, basically, here. Well, I think I eat it fast enough to attack him the next time he does that. But yeah, once you learn the timing and stuff, yeah, see, he's really not that bad. And now for HRE, a guy who I had an extremely easy time with the first time around, and it's no real different here. You just kind of need to kind of stay above the game, jump over the little spiky things. If he does this attack, you can just eat it flat out and then spit it back out at him. This attack, I always just kind of guesstimated, stayed sort of like in that general area right where he could claw you, like, and that generally got me enough distance to get hit. That probably could have knocked him almost down to health if I hit him, but I failed. This one, you just kind of need to make sure you're out of the way, and he can't hurt you at this particular moment, so that's okay. So yeah. So you just do. I think this is how I kill him. He just does this attack like 3 times in a row, and I just eat it every single time. I don't actually know if the container can hurt you, but I jump over it every time, so I mean, it's not that hard to jump over. And yeah, he's doing it a 3rd time, so I kill him this way. Yay! Whoop! Bam! And now, Miracle Matter. What fun! So my general strategy for Miracle Matter is similar to what I did in the original LP. For Rock, I generally like to stay completely out of his way and only eat one thing and just kind of make sure I don't get hit, because Rock is one of the most chaotic ones in my opinion, and it's kind of hard. Fire, on the other hand, is really easy. Just make sure you're not in his path, and he only does like a couple of different extreme things, like this one he does 2, and they're never really in the way, so it's really easy. Sometimes they can go all 4 corners, sometimes they go up and down. Fire is really easy. Rock, on the other hand, I tend to mess up a lot. I think he only ever goes left to right, I'm not entirely sure, but I always just make sure to stay on the far left or far right just to make sure I have enough time to dodge it. Cutter is rather simple, you just need to eat the last thing and then spit it out his face, although I was really bad at it today for some reason, as opposed to Let's Play, episode 6, where I was getting it really easily. Bomb is kind of weird. I usually like to slide at them if they're in the way, but really it's just a matter of like making sure you get at least 1. 2 is great if you can, if it's there, but just make sure you get 1. Rock, again, is rather the same thing as usual. I think he takes 4 hits, maybe? Nope, he takes 3. So there's Rock, the worst one out of the way, in my opinion. Spike is simple. Needle, whatever. It's actually Needle. Just make sure you eat the things and spit them back out at them. You can usually get 2 there if you just stay on the bottom right corners. Ice is also sucky because, like, it's weird pseudo 3D, so it can be really easy to accidentally just get whacked in the face. So yeah. Generally, it's simple to get 2 hits on him in the ice phase. You can probably get 3 if you're good, though. Spark, which is kind of like Gemini Laser combined with, like, old NES, like, screen swapping things. You just kind of need to make sure. I like to stay in one area and then keep jumping over it, and just usually that makes the things spawn out in the middle, and that's simple. Fire, here he's dead, because fire's easy. And here's Spark again, so I just generally stay in the same general area and do simple jumps. And make sure you keep an eye on the other side of the screen just to make sure you don't accidentally, like, jump right into where one of those sparky things is gonna go. Here's why ice can be annoying, it just rams right into you and I'm not even expecting it, it's like, whatever. But only getting hit twice, that's like a far cry from practically dying in previous attempts. And actually dying in previous attempts. So again, it's just simple as like making sure none of the bombs come really near you, and making sure you get at least one. There we go, bomb is done too. Spark, that's rather easy, just simply stand in one spot and keep jumping, keep jumping. Sorry if this video is basically walkthrough, but I mean, like, this is post-commentary, there's not really much else for me to do. But yeah, and last phase is really easy needle. Just sit there and wait to inhale his little spike tip. Needle's the easiest one of all of them, really. I say Spark's the easiest, but Needle's really the easiest. And now, here I go. Time for 0-2. Now, I developed a strategy back in the original LP, but I got hit, and then I got hit, and then I got hit again. So I was having trouble following it. It was kind of annoying because the sparks kept going in random directions, but I kept pushing on. I was like, alright, whatever. Really, it's just a simple matter of going left to right. And for this phase, I generally kind of went in a circle, like, and just made sure to stay out. I didn't really focus so much on hitting the cactus as I did avoiding the green and mashing the A button. Because if you stayed sort of like in this little spirally pattern like I'm doing, then you generally are in the area to hit the thing automatically. For this phase, it's simple as like moving to one spot, firing for like half a second, and then moving to the opposite spot, like across the thing, rather than what I was doing at the very beginning, which was like kind of staying to one specific I wasn't really moving far enough, was basically the point of it all. But yeah, it's as simple as that, really. And since you have no idea how tense this was for me, because like when I was originally doing this, it was like I didn't know this was going to be my finished attempt. You guys know that, as I basically outright told you that, but I didn't know. So I lost all 3 hits automatically, and I had 1 hit left for basically the entire battle. You have no idea how tense that was. My heart was pounding. But like with Kirby's Dream Land 3, I kept my recording up. So in about like 20 seconds, you're gonna hear my final reaction. So post-commentary ulti, I am signing out from now. You are about to see me beat this surprisingly on my 3rd attempt. I was happy. And you are about to hear that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my god! Holy crap, that didn't even really take me that much time! 3rd try's the charm! Oh my god! Oh! Oh, my heart is pounding! I almost screwed it over horribly by getting hit 3 times in a row immediately! Oh! Oh my god. Oh my god, that didn't take me nearly as long as I expected. I'm shaking. My heart is pounding. But I did it. God, that was tense. You guys already knew that it was completed because I basically told you outright that it was gonna be the finished run, but I didn't know that. Oh. Oh, man. I get nothing from it except bragging rights. But I did it. Actually, I'm not sure. Do I get anything from that? Anything in the theater, maybe? What's Project K64? Oh, that's just credits. I mean, Dark Shadow, Kirby's Quest, yeah, these are all the cutscenes, just kind of proving that I have all the cutscenes. Art Attack, adding Adeline, Dark Deity, the newest member of the Super Smash Bros. Character, Desert Desserts, all washed up is when you throw the thing. Hot Waddle Dawdle, that's when it explodes, Ripple Rescue, Farewell, that's the bad cutscene, that's the good version of the cutscene, and we beat the game. So yeah, I got everything in the theater, sound check checks out entirely. So yeah, I guess that's that. Except for one last thing. I'll meet you guys later sometime. Okay. It has now been about, like, I don't know, 5 days? And I kind of grinded. So, without further ado, here are all 81 of the enemy cards. From Wispy Woods to Wispy Woods Jr., Pix, Acro, Magman, HRH, HRE, Miracle Matter, 02, who you can get before you even unlock the ability to fight him for some reason, because enemy cards are completely randomized. That makes sense, right? Here we have NZ, Rocky, Bronto Bert, Scud, Gordo, Shotzo, Sparkeye, Bouncy, and Glunk. It's kind of nice that the enemy cards kind of do the job for me that I neglected to do. Here's Slushy, Chili, Propeller, Glom, Mahal, Poppy Brothers Jr., Splinter, Goblin, and Caney. Here's this page is Bivolt, Sir Kibble, all one word again, Gabon, Mariel, I3, Snipper, Blowfish, Bonehead, and Squibby. I like that name. Squibby. It's a fun name. Bobo, here he is, as well as Bo, Punk, Mite, Sandman, Flopper, Kapar, Maw, and Drop. Half those names I did not remember. Here's Pedo, not pedo, it's a torpedo. New, Tick, Cairn, Pompeii, it's a volcano, Hack, Burnus, Fishbone, and Frigis. It's kind of funny because I started editing these videos between now and then. It's like, I originally called these guys Fishbones, then I started calling them Arrowheads or Bonefish. So I originally got it right, and then I was wrong later. Here's Sawyer, Turbite, Plug, Ghost Knight, Zeus, Cacti, Rockin', Cha-Cha, and Galbo. Page 8 of 9, we have Bumber, Scarfy, Nuff, Emp, Magoo, Yariko. What did I call them? Yeah, man, I think that might have been the Greenland 3 variant. Whatever. Flutter, an enemy who doesn't really appear except in 2 levels. Walshotzo, and Kiki. Now the final page, we have Sparky, Ignis, just the flat out rock, Flora, Putt, Terran, Mumbies, who was actually the last one I ended up getting, Pupa, Mopu, and Zebon. So there we go, I got all the enemy cards. I grinded on the very first level of the game for like 2 days straight, and then I couldn't really record this 4-minute little bonus thing, but yeah. So, with that, I'm now done. Kirby 64 sure just came and went, didn't it? But yeah. For now, I'll see you guys later. I have been Ultizeta. I think this Let's Play came out really well, and I'm really happy with it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. But for now, I am signing out. See you guys next time for whatever my next Let's Play will be, because I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be what I have planned or not. My plans keep changing, guys. Like, what might end up be the next LP might end up being what was originally meant to come after Sonic Adventure 2, but then that got shifted, and it's like, scheduling is so weird lately, with all these, like, pre-recorded stuffy and stuff and whatever. I don't care, I've been Ultizeta, I'm signing out. See you guys next time!